Hey, it's Ty Screams, and I'm about to give you a recap of what happened on season 46, episode 2 of Survivor. We start the episode getting some camp life time between each of the tribes. At Yanu, we see the aftermath of Jelinski getting voted out, and it's clear that both Jess and Banu are both liabilities for the tribe. We also get to see Q and Tiffany talking about how they see Kenzie as playing everybody. Kenzie also takes this opportunity to pull Jess and Banu aside to talk some strategy with them, offering up Q's name as someone that they could write down at a future tribal. Jess doesn't take the bait and instead runs straight to Q and tells him. Suffice to say, he wasn't too pleased hearing that. At Nami, it's clear that Tevin is on top of his game, making sure that he's friends with everybody. Everyone except Venus, that is. We get to hear more from Venus about how she knows she's on the bottom because of this, and in a bonus scene posted to YouTube, we see that she even confronted Tevin about him talking to everybody except her. We also get to see Randon finding the beware advantage, and similar to Tiffany, there was a box buried below where he found it, saying that he needed to wait until they lost an immunity challenge before he got more information. And yes, he lost his vote, until he found the idol. Seems moot though, as Nami continues to win challenges. At Siga, Ben makes fire and celebrates it, and then Charlie and Maria pull off to the side to talk about a potential alliance, claiming no one would see it coming, very similar to Denise and Malcolm from Survivor Philippines. During the camp life portion of this episode, we get to see how many Taylor Swift songs Charlie knew and how many Metallica songs Ben knew. It was fun to see and definitely showed how silly camp life can be sometimes. At the immunity challenge, before it even starts, we can see some smack talk on the map between Soda on Nami and Q on Yanu, which is a little bit refreshing to see in these new era episodes. The challenge is they have to build a cart, guide it through a course, and then assemble a freestanding archway that spells out persistence. Due to Yanu being one member short, both Liz and Mariah sit out of this challenge. Side note, are they twins? Because they look awfully similar. Nami takes the lead in the challenge and pretty much holds it the entire time, whereas Siga and Yanu are neck and neck. Every single tribe struggles at the arch part of the puzzle. Trying to hold up big blocks and also getting them to stand freely is difficult. Nami is able to clinch the win and Siga is able to come in second after Yanu is unable to keep the blocks up. Banu was even screaming at Jess at one point. Seems like a great time to have a guy with a 7-foot wingspan on your tribe, but they sent him home last tribal. Tensions are high after the challenge as both Nami and Siga walk away with immunity and a fishing kit, leaving Yanu on the mat, fuming and having to go to tribal council. Back at the Yanu camp, we see Tiffany's reaction to the loss, saying how upset she is, but she worries about how people will perceive her. She doesn't want to be labeled as the angry black woman for showing her feelings, which are completely valid, and it's awful that this stereotype is still prevalent today. The majority of the Yanu tribe decide that Jess will be the one voted out, as she's the one that struggled the most in the game so far. So Kenzie and Tiffany concoct a plan in order to make sure that Jess doesn't play her shot in the dark by creating a fake idol, and using the parchment from Tiffany's idol to make it even more believable. They hide it in almost plain sight and leave Jess there, but she is fairly aloof and doesn't find it. Ultimately, Q has to pass it off to her before tribal council, which she finds suspicious because it looks so much like all of the beads and decoration around the camp. At tribal council, things get odd. Banu takes to his soapbox and gives a very long and awkward speech, pretty much revealing the plan that makes it even more awkward by going to each person except Jess to verify that they're still voting the same way. Tiffany is the only one to tell him to stop making the block hot. Everybody votes, Jess plays the idol, and Jeff confirms it's fake. Banu is the first vote read and he starts packing his things like he's leaving. Then Jeff reads the remainder of the votes, which are all Jess, making her the second person voted out of Survivor 46. What an episode. Do you think Yanu will break its losing streak? Will Nami's winning streak come to a halt? Will Siga put on a Metallica / Taylor Swift mashup concert? Tune in next week for another recap of Survivor. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe so you know when the next recap gets posted.